Welcome friends. Today in this video, I want to talk about the top reasons for the why data governance initiative fails. As we all know, the data governance is the opportunity for the many organizations to make their business process efficient and to drive their business growth. But believe me, according to various research reports, there are 40% of the business initiative fails due to poor data quality. And the Gartner data shows that around 87% of the organization have the low business intelligence and analytics maturity, and that is due to lack of data governance. So now let's discuss the why data governance initiative fails in many organizations and what are the topmost reasons behind it. Number one, the lack of the alignment in the business strategy and the data strategy, and the organizations dealing with the reactive data governance approach instead of proactive. So in many organizations, the data governance strategy are either not defined or aligned with your business strategy, and sometimes it's not supported by the C-suite management folks in the organizations. And when you ask for the support, you will hear that the organization is dealing with so many issues and the data issue is not high priority at the moment. So in such situation, the organization deal with the data issue as the reactive approach instead of proactive approach. And hence, if you start with the reactive approach to overcome some business problem, it's very high chance to fail because it's not aligned with your business strategy, it's not supported by your business initiatives, and sometimes the data issue becomes so huge, so it is difficult to resolve at this stage. So it's very high chance to fail. So number two, the lack of the business buy-in and commitment. So high-level business buy-in is the starting point for any data initiative, but the business has to be committed on not only in initiating efforts, but also to implement it and embedment it into the day-to-day business processes. And additionally, the business folks need to understand and accept that the data governance and the data quality is the processes to help them to perform their job more effectively. It's not an additional responsibility over the day-to-day job. So good data helps everyone. The number three, the data initiative is not driven by the business and the isolated data governance initiative. The success of data initiative depends on the active collaboration between the business and the IT teams, and they need to work together to achieve the common goal of the building trust in data. And the business community needs to engage and partner in the initial stage of the kickoff of the data governance initiative. So IT and business team need to work together to manage the data, to monitor the data, and to improve the data quality. Also, the isolated data governance initiative has very high chance to fail at the organization level because in many times it's implemented at the project or program level, not at enterprise level. Data initiative has the higher probability of success when it is driven by the business. So next reason is, and that is from middle level management group, is a lack of the expert leaders, knowledge and experience. So data governance and control are relatively new discipline compared to other established functions. So you cannot manage it same way like other traditional functions. So when the people with the no proven experience and you ask to lead them, they try to apply one size fits for all strategy, and that become recipe for imminent failure. So data governance is the end-to-end process and the framework to access the data, to monitor data, and to improve the data quality by the cross-functional collaboration between the business and IT team. At the end, the execution that matters the most. You cannot underestimate the amount of work and commitment and efforts involved to making this process success. You need to have a plan with the realistic expectation. You need to have people with the knowledge and proven experience to drive and sustain your ongoing efforts as an employee. So next reason is the unrealistic timelines. So data governance and the quality are the processes that span several years. And you cannot go from the not having any data governance program to having enterprise-wide implementation over the night. So you need to have a plan with the realistic expectation, and you need to define your priorities, project risk, resource requirement, and the roles and responsibilities, so on and so forth. So business and IT have to achieve the common and holistic understanding of what data represent and how it to use to make the business decisions. So this is a time consuming process and a people intensive process. You cannot shortcut the process. You cannot boil the entire ocean. So prioritization is important to break the huge amount of work into manageable iterations. So next reason is the unclear roles, responsibility, accountability and ownership. So one of the fundamental data governance principle is the data must be owned. You cannot have a database without an identified owner. Somebody should be responsible for it. If you make any change, somebody should own it and they decide yes or no for it. So data governance requires the clear roles and responsibility, accountability and the ownership. There need to be clear separation of duty between the business and IT teams. So IT can focus on enabling the business process by implementing tools and processes and giving the training to the business people on the tools and the data lineages. So on the other hand, the business can focus on the actual improvement in the data by fixing the data at the source system, by monitoring the quality trend and by identifying the root causes of the data issue and recommending the process and the system improvements. So next reason is the lack of the right policy, processes, tools and technology. The policy, processes, tools and technology are the key element of the data governance framework, and the organization has to spend the significant amount of the time to define the policy and processes and to select the right tools and technology based on your business process requirement and the organization data strategy. So definition and implementation of the right policy, process, tools and technology requires a lot of support and involvement from the technical people from the middle level management group. Once it's defined and agreed with all stakeholders, it needs proper implementation in the organization day-to-day business processes to develop the data-driven culture within the organization. So next reason is, and that is from lower level management or the execution level. The number one, the lack of the dedicated team and the resources with the right skill set. So data governance initiative require the specific skill set for the people and to understand them the concept of the data governance and to apply this concept to ensure the successful execution and the ongoing support. So simply adding headcount is not just enough. If the right person is the higher, then the cost of the dozen of inexperienced person can be saved. So right team with the appropriate skill set is very important. So next reason is the lack of the data quality and the integrity. So data quality and integrity is the major success criteria for any data initiative. And if the data quality and integrity is compromised, then people don't trust your data and your whole efforts goes into vain. So data quality and integrity must be maintained properly or else you will lose the value out of it. And the last but not the least, the data transparency and the data access to everyone. As a fundamental data governance principle, the data must be accessible to everyone and the right data to right people at the right time is the major success criteria for any data initiative. If the right data to right people at the right time is not available, then you will lose the many business opportunity because the people don't identify things correctly, people cannot make the decision correctly and people cannot build things correctly. So it's right data and data accessibility is very important and it's very obvious. I hope you enjoyed the video and get some idea about the why data governance initiative fails into organizations. So thank you for watching this video and please watch out my next video on the topic of what is data governance framework, why and how to implement it into organizations. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel.